free shipping. Go to phonesoap.com. Phonesoap.com today.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but you thought it'd be too hard or take too much time? Then go to babbel.com, download the app, and try it for free. In just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. And right now, you can try Babbel for free. Babbel starts out teaching you words and phrases by matching them with pictures. You won't believe how easy the interactive program is. Soon the sentences get a little bigger, and before you know it, you're having simulated conversations voiced by native speakers. And because Babbel is crafted by language experts and uses the spaced repetition method, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking the language of your choice with real confidence. With Babbel, you can speak a language. Just go to babbel.com and start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or go to babbel.com and try it for free. That's BABBEL.com.
WINS, WHP3 New York.
A radio.com station.
It's news time 2:59. Here's your 10-10 wind husky weather forecast. Clouds breaking for some sun this afternoon. We've got a breezy day going. We could get up to 69 degrees and partly to mostly cloudy tonight. Still the breeze down to 53. Tomorrow clouds and sun, windy and cool, 65. On Wednesday about the same, mostly cloudy, breezy, cool, 64. AccuWeather says Thursday should be partly sunny with a high of 66. And then on Friday, mostly cloudy, chance for some showers and a high of 70 degrees. It is 67 fair skies, the humidity 45%, winds are southeast at 5 miles per hour, 67 going down to 53 in Midtown. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Zach Newman's our studio producer. Sarah Miller is the service aide. Justin Schrager's the writer. Walter Geis is at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds. You give us 22 minutes. We'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. It is 67 degrees. 3 o'clock. I'm Larry Sander, and
M&J. Yeah.
Loading you up on the Westchester line. Take your pick elsewhere. Southbound Deegan, southbound Hutch, southbound New England Thruway through the Bronx. They all do better. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. Inbound George can go to the upper and lower. Lincoln and Hollander 5, Queensbound Whitestone slows closer to Queens because of construction. Throgs Neck, RFK, they are A-OK. Brooklyn bound, Brooklyn Bridge starting to bunch up at this hour. Out of Connecticut, southbound 95 really starting to get better. Coming down towards the state line, closer to New York, faster you go. With the earlier accident now out of the way, citywide alternate side in effect through Wednesday, and again on Friday you'll have to move the car for the first time in 2 months. Traffic sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy. Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers all for free. DuckDuckGo Privacy simplified. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Winds.
Just in time for the Memorial Day weekend, more outdoor activities will be allowed in New Jersey.
This includes batting cages and golf ranges, shooting and archery ranges, horseback riding, private tennis clubs, and community gardens. Additionally, we are now comfortable, I say as a non-golfer, allowing golfers to tee off in foursomes as opposed to in pairs. All of this will take effect this Friday at 6 a.m., May 22nd.
At his daily briefing, Governor Murphy said, "We are firmly in stage 1 of the move toward New Jersey's new normal." But he said social distancing and wearing face coverings will continue to be the rule until there's a cure or vaccine. Today was the day for non-essential construction to resume in New Jersey. And non-essential retail stores can open for business as long as it's only curbside pickup.
Today for thousands of businesses around the Garden State, they hope it's the first day to recovery. And while they've been considered non-essential, it's obviously essential they start making some money and getting customers at least to their front door. Kristen Dahl owns a ladies' boutique here on Godwin Avenue.
Absolutely, it's a step forward. It means I'm in business, I'm going to continue to do business, and it helps me be positive for the future. But I will continue to do business. I have really great clients who've been supporting me and trying to buy gift cards and things like that. And I think it just builds a level of confidence that I'm going to be around.
Alex from Ridgewood, one of the first for curbside pickup, who tells me she appreciates the struggle that businesses have been going through.
I'm never coming in.
Pick up here, card shop Texas, in Midland Park.
The governor also reported another 83 people have died of COVID-19 in New Jersey. Governor Cuomo has gotten results of his coronavirus nasal swab test.
I'm pleased to report that I took a COVID test yesterday and I am negative from that test. So that is good news. You take one of those tests, it's very easy. I showed people how easy it was yesterday. And when you find out you're negative, it's actually a nice sense of relief.
The governor says Western New York has met all the criteria to begin reopening, and that'll happen tomorrow. The governor says he's encouraging professional sports teams to plan for reopening.
Sports will be back at some point, and the governor is asking them to consider starting that process without relying on ticket sales if they can.
If they can economically have games with no fans and the numbers work for them, the economics work, because the TV revenue is enough without the fan revenue, and that's actually a sport-by-sport determination. But if they can make the numbers work, I say great.
He says watching classic games has been fun, but like every other sports fan, he'd like to see current sports. He noted that he's a big Bills fan, and he was speaking in Buffalo, which is one of the next regions to start phase 1 of its reopening now that it has enough contact tracers. The governor also had a message for nursing homes about testing all employees twice a week.
I know the nursing homes operators are not happy about this. I get it. It's very hard to administer.
But he insists it's necessary to save lives even as the numbers decline. 106 new deaths reported in the last day. Sonia Rincon, 1010 Wins News. System in Black.
A link to code.
To use the information and the number of cases to inform his decision on whether to fully reopen schools in September. As to whether cities open, Mayor is he'll see a continuing pattern of decline in infection.
But the question is, do we believe we'll meet all 7 state indicators? Yes. When? First half of June.
And that's when he could roll out plans for the resumption of local business. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins News.
The City Health Commissioner has released a statement following last week's report of a heated argument with the NYPD's Chief of Department. Dr. Auxeries Barbeau says she apologizes to the NYPD for leaving any impression that she doesn't have the utmost respect for the department. During a phone call in late March, Dr. Barbeau told Chief Terrence Monahan she didn't care about his cops. After Monahan asked for 500,000 masks, she said she could only provide 50,000. Author and journalist Lenny Levitt has died. He wrote the One Police Plaza column in News Police Headquarters and labeled a security risk cancer. He was 79. A coronavirus vaccine, which has been fast-tracked by the National Institutes of Health, shows promise in a small early-stage trial involving
When healthy volunteers received 2 doses of primary boost, volunteers have antibodies in their blood that were at least. What's more,
is now up more than 9.
That's why State Farm is returning $2 billion to auto policyholders for the period ending May 31st.
And will continue making real-time decisions to best serve you, our customers.
because now, more than ever, being a good neighbor means everything. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help armed men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org. Investors want steady cash flow and safety? NRIA is making special accommodation to help at this time. Today, investors are extended a higher than normal 10% monthly payout return from our real estate-backed Class A buildings fund. You'll receive steady 10% monthly payments to your bank account, have real estate backing you, not just paper assets, and obtain returns with bonuses targeted at 18 to 21%. NRIA's 14-year track record and $850 million of new construction prime income producing property secures you. You can also use your 401k or IRA to invest for monthly cash flow right now. Get 10% monthly electronic cash flow with total yields to 18 to 21% right now. Call before this special offer is over. Just call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by our private placement memorandum. Read it first. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Returns are annualized. National is a real estate development firm. See us at NYPD.net.
Williams News Time, 3:11. From the Mavis Discount Tire Traffic Center, here's Greg Rice.
Well, let's go back to Connecticut because the ride to New York, we just keep taking on trouble. Southbound 95 south from Stamford into Greenwich near exit 4. You got a crash knocking out the left lane. You got northbound cars in the area, so it's still better on Route 1 or the Merritt as you head forward the New York line. In the Bronx, southbound Bronx River Parkway crawling over to East Gun Hill Road as we deal with the after effects of an earlier wreck. Southbound Hutch, New England Thruway, or Deegan, they all behave better. Inbound Georgia, you're going to go to the upper and lower. Lincoln and Holland fine as well. Northbound FDR at East 102nd Street. Construction knocks out at least one lane at this point. Eastbound LI, it's a bit slow getting home through Queens, at least as far as Main Street. You go to the Grand Central so long as you are not in a truck, and you would do it better. In New Jersey, southbound 90 or southbound 287 loaded off of 80 right on down through Whippany because of a broken down truck. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 321 on 1010 Wins.
Every Friday, RWJ Barnabas Health will proudly honor individual professional groups throughout their system who are working courageously on the front lines every day to keep our communities healthy. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Now, Larry, we do have clouds around right now, but still some thin spots in the clouds, at least some bright spots, trying to hold here through the rest of the afternoon. We'll have a partly to mostly cloudy sky tonight, a low down to 53. Windy and cool tomorrow with times of clouds and sun, high 67. Partly cloudy for tomorrow night. The wind is going to stay pretty active, a low down to 48. And then for Wednesday, clouds and breaks of sunshine. It's going to be a breezy day, but likely not as windy as tomorrow. Wednesday's high 64, still hovering in the mid-60s on Thursday with times of clouds and sun for the chance for showers returns late in the weekend into the weekend, and it's going to start to turn warmer as well. Highs getting back to the 70s. 67 degrees right now. It's mostly cloudy in Midtown. We're going down to 53 tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time, 3:13.
Spectrum Mobile is now the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, growing faster than Verizon and AT&T, and even growing faster than T-Mobile. It's easy to see why. Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and is the most reliable mobile service coast to coast. There are no contracts, added taxes, or fees. Switch and save up to 40% and see why Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider. Learn more at spectrummobile.com. Based on Q1 2020 subscriber data.
Sleeping with CPAP can mean waking and hearing, there's a ring around your face. Or, Dad, what's up with your face? If you stopped wearing CPAP because of marks and rashes, now there's Inspire. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. That's right, a button. If you're struggling with CPAP, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Since 1994, AmericanEagle.com, a family-owned web developer with over 500 technology professionals, has helped their clients weather many economic uncertainties. AmericanEagle.com knows how to leverage today's technology, delivering solutions for e-learning, remote business communications, e-commerce, and digital health, optimizing every organization's potential. Their world-class data center hosts thousands of websites and millions of transactions. In times like these, a reliable partner has never been more important. AmericanEagle.com provides a full range of integrated services, including web design, system integration, digital marketing, and hosting. This too shall pass. We will be stronger when the crisis subsides, and AmericanEagle.com is committed to building your organization's digital presence, driving growth and opportunity. Call AmericanEagle.com at 877-WebNow1. 877-WebNow1.
Race News Time, 3:15.
5 people were killed in a horrible crash on New Jersey last night.
Their SUV struck the back of a construction vehicle. A man and 3 women were pronounced dead at the scene, and a boy died on his way to the hospital. Their names have not been released. The police investigation continues. Travelers are slowly returning to the airports. Here's correspondent Dave Packer.
A glimmer of hope for an airline industry struggling to survive in the COVID reality. As restrictions are relaxed, more passengers are showing up at airports. In the 7 days between May 8th and 14th, the number of air travelers doubled. And Sunday, the TSA screening close to 254,000 people. That's the highest number of travelers at U.S. airports since March 24th. But with air travel still down 90% compared to the same time last year, airlines are still deep in financial crisis.
News Time, 3:16.
One of rock and roll's most iconic locales is set to reopen later this week. Correspondent Ryan Burrow has details.
The gates of Beachfront in Memphis, Tennessee are set to reopen May 21st. The venue's website says they'll be reopening Elvis Presley's 100-plus acre home with mansion tours at 25% capacity. Tourists will be spread out with 6-foot markers throughout the home. Associates will be wearing masks. Guests will be encouraged to wear masks. There will be temperature checks for workers and guests, and sanitizing stations and touchless payment options.
Graceland is located in Shelby County, Tennessee, the county with the second most coronavirus cases in the state. ABC News correspondent Kaylee Hartung has met a COVID-19 patient whose life was saved by her plasma. She says she recovered from coronavirus in March and learned how research found transfusions of convalescent plasma into sick patients is safe, so she decided to donate her blood. Her antibodies helped Daniel Macias of Walnut, California. His family says he was gravely ill and running out of options when he received Hartung's donated plasma, and he recovered. Macias and his daughter Giselle appeared today with Hartung on ABC's Good Morning America.
This was a love that nobody could put a price on. And it will forever, forever be in our hearts. So thank you. Thank you dearly for what you did. We love you forever.
Hartung says the donation process was mostly painless, and her small discomfort was a small price to pay for the potential payoff. Would you stay in a hotel room designed to look like a college dorm room from 1981? Well, what if you found out it was Michael Jordan's dorm room at the University of North Carolina? A new hotel in Chapel Hill is going to find out. It's offering the Jordan Suite, a replica of MJ's college residence, from the posters on the wall to the records and record player that he owned. The hotel is obviously hoping to build off Jordan's return to pop culture prominence due to the 10-part documentary The Last Dance, which aired its final episode last night. Wings News Time, 3:19.
You can tell when something just sounds wrong. Like when you go to the mechanic and hear this.
Pass me the torque. Nope, let me have the flamethrower.
Or when you get a TV installed and hear this.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do this without a 40-ton wrecking ball.
Yeah, that sounds all kinds of wrong. And you know what else sounds really wrong? That the interest you're earning on savings with the largest banks isn't earning you much. at all. Especially when you consider that with a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, your money could be earning much more interest, which sounds like this. But if somehow that doesn't sound right to you, well, at the very least, I have an affair I can recommend. Open a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account in minutes at marcus.com. You can love it. Comparisons. The three largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of February 4th, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
Now more than ever, you need news you can trust. Lock it in to 1010 Wins, New York's #1 all-news station.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 67 degrees and 320.
Governor Murphy okays some more outdoor activities for New Jersey, including golf ranges and horseback riding. Governor Cuomo calls on sports teams to prepare plans to play in empty stadiums.
Why wait until you can fill a stadium before you start to bring the team back? And if you can televise it in the meantime, great.
Police reportedly shut down an Orthodox school in Brooklyn where more than 100 children were gathered. The New York City Health Commissioner apologizes for her heated comments about the NYPD. 1010 Winds, AccuWeather, partly cloudy, overnight low 53.
This is Andrew O'Day at Bloomberg. Too early to fully celebrate an early hopeful sign in COVID vaccine development. Wall Street celebrating anyway. The Dow up 921.
It's news time, 3:21 from the 1010 Winds Traffic Center. Here's Greg Rice.
Better news on the east side of town. Northbound FDR getting up towards the area of East 102nd Street. Earlier construction work now out of the way. We're still slow from Midtown, but that'll get better. It's already better, though, on the avenues or the west side, so you've got options. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound George could go to the upper and lower. Outbound George, upper and lower. Earlier construction's gone, so even though the Cross Bronx is a bit bunched up from Jerome, that'll get better soon. Lincoln and Holland, they're in pretty decent shape. Southbound 95 in Connecticut, slow out of Stamford down to exit 4 with a wreck. Route 1 or the Merritt, they better about getting you into New York and out of Connecticut. Traffic sponsored by Dragon Eddie Brothers Tree Care. Have a tree problem? Call 1-718-CUT-TREE for your tree removal, pruning, and stump grinding needs. Dragon Eddie Brothers Tree Care serves all 5 boroughs and Nassau County. They are fully insured and offer free estimates. Dragon Eddie Brothers, the most reliable name in tree care. Call 1-718-CUT-TREE. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 3:31 on 1010 Winds.
It's not just the beaches that will reopen in New Jersey on Friday. Governor Murphy signed an executive order today allowing some more outdoor activities, including golf ranges, baseball batting cages, shooting and archery ranges, horseback riding, private tennis, and community gardens. And golfers will be able to play in foursomes rather than twosomes.
We took all of these steps because the data that we have been seeing over the past weeks has signaled that it's becoming safer for us to dip our toes back into the water, in this case literally. All of the important metrics, the data we need to see in our hospitals, we have seen.
The governor says New Jersey is firmly in stage 1 of the move toward a new normal. On the numbers, they were more new hospitalizations than discharges yesterday. Those are weekend numbers and may not be fully reliable. He says another 83 people died of coronavirus, bringing the state total to more than 10,400. Governor Cuomo is not a statistic. At his daily briefing, he revealed that the coronavirus swab test that he took during yesterday's briefing came back negative. The governor also said that Western New York will be ready to begin reopening tomorrow. It has met the 7-state criteria. And the governor said it would be great to watch professional sports again.
I also have been encouraging major sports teams to plan reopenings without fans, but the games could be televised. New York State will help those major sports franchises to do just that.
The governor also revealed that another 106 New Yorkers died yesterday of coronavirus, down from 139 the day before. The CDC has confirmed that an inflammatory syndrome in children is related to COVID-19. Mayor de Blasio says the CDC is calling it MISC for multisystem inflammatory syndrome. And it has issued its own definition, which the mayor says will mean an increase in the number of cases in the city. Under the old definition, there have been 145 cases so far. On other matters, the mayor says we could be just weeks away from beginning the gradual return to normal.
Mayor de Blasio projecting into next month as a time when some changes to New York City's lockdown could take place.
You can't guarantee anything in life, but if you're watching the trend lines, both on our city indicators and the state indicators, both will align in the first half of June.
Those indicators include the number of intensive care cases, decline in positive cases, and test results. But for the holiday weekend, don't count on beach time on the blanket. Just keep it moving.
We're not putting up police barriers or any of that stuff initially, because the message to people is it's not beach season.
Walking on the beach or boardwalk is okay. No going in the water, and if there's no compliance, fences will go up. Juliette Papa, 1010 Wins News.
The NYPD has reportedly shut down an Orthodox school in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Channel 4 reports there were more than 100 children inside the school on Madison Street when officers arrived this morning. The school was shut down, but no summonses were issued. Police reportedly arrived after receiving complaints from at least 2 different people in the neighborhood. Partly to mostly cloudy skies and breezy tonight. We're heading down to 53. Right now, skies are mostly cloudy. It's 67 degrees. Winds news time 3:26. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Winds. Here's Andrew O'Day.
Aggressive rally for Wall Street as hope springs over signs that perhaps COVID-19 can be beaten. Dow up 917. NASDAQ gaining 220, S&P 500 up 95. The small-scale testing of an experimental vaccine from biotech Moderna shows signs it can create an immune system response with no major safety worries. As testing goes to the next phase, Moderna wants everyone to be cautious with optimism. Wall Street's caution has been thrown to the wind so enthusiastically it's hanging over Staten Island by now. Also helping the market get its groove back is word from Fed Chief Powell that the central bank is not out of moves to combat the economic drag from the virus. Not all news today, though, is good. Uber cutting 3,000 more jobs as it closes more than 3 dozen offices and reevaluates big bets in freight and in self-driving technology. Dow up almost 4%, 921 points. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Winds news time 3:27.
To all first responders and essential personnel.
I want to do a shout out to my friend Brenda, who's a delivery nurse at the hospital.
You healthcare people are the people in our country who are about we and not just me.
We'll get through this together. Thank you from 1010 Wins.
These are worrisome times, causing a lot of stress and concern, and being in debt to the IRS can certainly make matters worse. Thankfully, there's good news. Optima Tax Relief can help you resolve your tax debt over the phone and online. Don't go it alone. Optima's tax professionals can reduce the stress in your life by helping to resolve your IRS problems right from the comfort of your own home. Optima is America's most trusted tax resolution firm, having resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. And their award-winning team is ready to help you online and over the phone, even during these uncertain times. They'll stand between you and the IRS and fight to get you the best deal possible. All it takes is one call to start the process. Optima's tax associates are standing by. Take the first step towards putting your tax problems to rest. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-741-3889. That's 800-741-3889. 800-741-3889. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Augers, trenchers, blades, brooms, shredders, mulchers, hammers, compactors, planers, rollers, rakes. That's just a sample of the more than 100 attachments John Deere offers for skid steer and compact track loaders. The added versatility provided will help you win more jobs. And with the universal self-cleaning quick hatch system, you can switch from one type of attachment to another in no time flat. Your John Deere dealer can help you choose the right attachments to help you run your world. Visit johndeere.com/compact attachments to learn more.
The motto for world-class competition has always been faster, higher, stronger. It's the same for Navient, makers of condensing tankless water heaters. Faster to install and set up. Higher performance and efficiency to provide endless hot water. Stronger with the industry's strongest warranty. All because of the copper-free stainless steel heat exchanger. Learn about Navient's condensing tankless water heaters and find an Navient contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
Ground Game is the latest podcast from the Associated Press. Hosted by AP's Julie Pace, Ground Game discusses election strategy all through primary season. Download it wherever you get your podcasts.
AccuWeather says partly to mostly cloudy, breezy tonight, a low 53. Tomorrow, windy, periods of sun and clouds, high 67. On Wednesday, clouds break for some sun, a high 64. And Thursday, periods of sun and clouds and a high 66. Right now, mostly cloudy and 67. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Cantor. Wins News Time at the Tone, 3:30.
Good afternoon. I'm Susan Richard. The New York City Health Commissioner issues a formal apology for using crass language in a phone call back in March with the top NYPD commander about PPE for city cops. In a statement, she wrote that she apologizes for leaving any impression whatsoever that she doesn't have the utmost respect for our police department, which plays a critical role on the front lines each and every day to keep our city safe. Well, the city police unions have called for Auxerius Barbeau to be fired. Let's get a special report now from ABC News.
Michigan is one state in the nation still seeing cases on the rise in some areas. Today, Governor Gretchen Whitmer says other places are ready to gradually reopen.
Today, I signed an executive order that loosens some restrictions in MERC regions 6 and 8, also known as the Upper Peninsula and the Greater Traverse City area.
In Texas, Governor Greg Abbott says his state will move into phase 2 for further opening of businesses and in the weeks to come, usher in sports. The governor says most areas are not seeing an increase, but says they are responding to hot spots in nursing homes, meat processing plants, and jails. Abbott also says returning to work and child care go hand in hand.
An important part of reopening is access to child care. So, starting immediately, child care services are able to open.
On Wall Street, stocks rallying on news that UK researchers have seen a promise in a vaccine in early trials. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Al-Qaeda is back in the news. We'll tell you why coming up. Wins News Time 3:31. Let's get traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, let's go back to the east side of town, Susan. The construction work is gone, but it's still slow to thin out on the northbound FDR Drive north of East 96. Then you can get to the avenues, or better yet, the west side. You're going to find a bit of a better ride. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Queens Battle Whitestone still a mess because of construction closer to the Queens side. You go towards the Throgs Neck Bridge, you go to the RFK, you find a better way out of the Bronx. Inbound George is fine. Right now, the outbound options for the most part behave. Lincoln and Holland also in pretty good shape. Brooklyn bound, Brooklyn Bridge, that's already bunched up. It's the biggest blemish, leaving lower Manhattan getting back towards the Brooklyn side. Alternate side back in effect through Wednesday, and again on Friday, you're going to have to move the car for the first time in 2 months. Traffic is sponsored by 18778-ABUSED. Were you abused? The law office of Phillips and Pellicelli is ready to hold childhood sexual predators accountable. The clergy, school districts, hospitals, speak to a lawyer at Phillips and Pellicelli now. Call 1-877-8-ABUSED. That's 1-877-8-ABUSED. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
Now the 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Susan, we'll continue to see a fair amount of clouds into tonight. There will be some breaks in the clouds at times, though. We'll continue to be breezy as well. We'll drop down to a low of 53. Tomorrow, a windy day with times of clouds and sunshine and a high of 67. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, remaining windy as we drop to a low of 48. Clouds and breaks of sunshine Wednesday. Breezy and still on the cool side for this time of year, a high of 64. Thursday, we're still in the mid-60s with times of clouds and sun, but temperatures will rise into Friday and the weekend. We'll be back into the 70s. There will be some shower chances returning as well, although I don't think any day from Friday through Sunday looking like a washout at this point. 67 degrees right now. It's mostly cloudy in Midtown, going down to 53. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
I feel like I'm being haunted by a pair of headphones. Everywhere I go is a creepy ad for headphones I looked at one time. I hate feeling like I'm being watched. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy with DuckDuckGo.
Wins News Time at 3:34. Authorities say they have linked a Saudi military trainee who opened fire at a Florida military base in December to Al-Qaeda. Mohammed al-Shamrani killed 3 sailors and wounded 8 other military members at Naval Air Station Pensacola before he was killed by law enforcement. Attorney General William Barr says it took some high-tech work to crack this.
Today I am pleased to announce that thanks to the relentless efforts and ingenuity of FBI technicians, the FBI finally succeeded in unlocking al-Shamrani's phones.
Investigators say al-Shamrani was connected and associated with a number of al-Qaeda operatives and was meticulous in his planning of the attack. An Israeli court today convicted a Jewish settler of a deadly crime in the West Bank in 2015 that sent shockwaves through that country.
Guilty on 3 counts of murder and arson. An Israeli court convicting a Jewish settler who in 2015 threw a firebomb into a West Bank Palestinian home, killing an 18-month-old toddler and both his parents. 25-year-old Amiram Ben Uliel now faces life in prison for murdering members of the Dawabsheh family. The deadly attack was condemned by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and it prompted the first major crackdown on Jewish extremists in the West Bank.
Correspondent Jordana Miller reporting. Winds News Time at 3:35. Slowly but surely,
Stop and Shop, we are thankful that we are able to serve our communities, and we would like to ask you to help us protect one another. Please shop solo when you come to our stores as we limit our number of customers. Please respect the one-way traffic in the aisle, and stay at least 6 feet away from others. And please join our associates in wearing a mask. From all of us at Stop and Shop, thank you.
You can tell when something just sounds wrong. Like when you go to the mechanic and hear this.
Pass me the torque wrench. No, let me have the flamethrower.
Or when you get a TV installed and hear this.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do this without a 40-ton wrecking ball.
Yeah, that sounds all kinds of wrong. And you know what else sounds really wrong? That the interest you're earning on savings with the largest banks isn't earning you much at all. Especially when you consider that with a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account, your money could be earning much more interest, which sounds like this. But hey, if somehow that doesn't sound right to you, well, at the very least, I have a mechanic I can recommend. Open a Marcus by Goldman Sachs online savings account in minutes at Marcus.com. You can money.
Comparison made to the 3 largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of February 4th, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
Winds News Time 3:37. Slowly but surely, Americans seem to be returning to the sky.
A glimmer of hope for an airline industry struggling to survive in the COVID reality. As restrictions are relaxed, more passengers are showing up at airports. In the 7 days between May 8th and 14th, the number of air travelers doubled. And Sunday, the TSA screening close to 254,000 people. That's the highest number of travelers at U.S. airports since March 24th. But with air travel still down 90% compared to the same time last year, airlines are still deep in financial crisis.
Correspondent Dave Packer reporting. Former WWE wrestler and Brooklyn native Shad Gaspard is missing off the coast of Los Angeles. The Daily News says Gaspard and his 10-year-old son went for a swim yesterday afternoon off Venice Beach. Despite strong rip currents, his son was rescued. Gaspard wrestled with WWE from 2006 through 2010, then began an acting career, which included a role in the Will Ferrell Kevin Hart movie, Get Hard. 67 degrees, fair skies, the humidity 47%, the winds are northeast at 15 miles an hour, 67, we're headed down to 53 in Central Park. Winds News Time 3:38. In 1010 Winds Entertainment. Well, Bruce Springsteen is used to playing sold-out stadiums, but later this month he will be doing exactly the opposite. The Boss will appear virtually during a concert by the band Dropkick Murphys at Fenway Park in Boston. The band will be on the field, no one else will be in the building. The show will be live streamed on May 29th at 6 p.m. George Lopez coming to Netflix. The comedian's first comedy special on the streaming service will premiere June 30th. We'll Do It for Half was filmed at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. It is said to explore race, politics, and the life lessons to be learned from the Latino community. Former Real Housewives of New Jersey star Joe Giudice has signed a deal with celebrity boxing promoter Damon Feldman. TMZ reporting Giudice has a fight set for October 24th in the Bahamas. No word on his opponent. Winds News Time 3:39.
1010
Wins and Laborers Local 731 are proud to honor our city workers who are city heroes.
Teachers are parent, educator, friend, mentor, motivator, dream builders, and the list goes on. During the pandemic, they have to be all of those things and more. It would seem impossible to keep an entire classroom of children focused through a computer screen. And it would be, except for teachers. They are extraordinary on a regular day. During these challenging times, they are this week's City Workers, City Heroes.
Labor's Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild of the World Trade Center and the new LaGuardia Airport. Local 731 provides qualified and competent laborers to fill the demand that the construction industry not only requires, but deserves. Its members and leadership have fought hard for wages and benefits that open the path to the middle class that every hardworking American deserves. Labor's Local 731. Feel the power.
Thank you for making your number one choice for news in New York.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon. 67 degrees. It is 3:40. I'm Susan Richard, and here's what's happening. In New Jersey, Governor Murphy announcing more outdoor recreational facilities that can restart operations beginning Friday. Governor Cuomo encouraging sports teams to get back in action without fans in the stands. A new name and a new list of symptoms from the CDC for the inflammatory syndrome seen in children that's been linked to COVID-19. And calling all Broadway actors, the Times Square Alliance has a challenge for you. We'll explain. 1010 Wins AccuWeather, partly cloudy, breezy tonight, down to 53 degrees.
This is Andrew O'Day at Bloomberg. COVID vaccine hope touches off a massive Wall Street rally. The Dow up 995. Now bankrupt JCPenney is planning to close hundreds of its stores.
Wave News on 341. Traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
All right, so what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Queensbound Broads Neck or RFK, the best way is out of the Bronx. Queensbound Whitestone continues to be very tough because of construction closer towards the Queens side. The inbound George, a good go. There's really no bad way out, not yet this afternoon. Lincoln and Holland, for what they're worth, they are also in real good shape. Let's go to Nassau County, where the westbound Southern State Parkway is starting to slow, getting over towards Peninsula Boulevard. You're slow from before Baldwin Road. Sunrise Highway going to do better. The LI and the Northern State, they are also fine throughout Nassau and Suffolk County. Jersey 287 better south end coming down through Whippany and towards Morristown. 78 eastbound still a bit slow east of 287 because of construction work. Citywide alternate side is back in effect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. Unless your car is parked in a Thursday spot, you're going to have to move the car in the city for the first time in 2 months. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 3:51 on 1010 Wins.
To the everyday heroes, essential workers, and businesses battling COVID-19, we thank you, we stand beside you, and we continue to market for you.
Visit delivers marketing for today. DID.
Recreational facilities get the green light for New Jersey. This includes golf, shooting and archery ranges, batting cages, horseback riding, private tennis clubs, and community gardens.
Additionally, we are now comfortable, I say as a non-golfer, allowing golfers to tee off in foursomes as opposed to in pairs. All of this will take effect this Friday at 6 a.m., May 22nd.
Governor Murphy reiterated that businesses will be allowed to reopen based on risk level, including contact between workers and with the public.
The hardest nuts to crack will be indoors, no ventilation, sedentary realities.
The governor says we're not in the end zone yet. Well, thousands of businesses, big and small, got back.
With business down 80% the last couple of months, this is a big day.
I get to service my customers and see their faces, even if it's from a distance with a mask.
But at least it's a step forward, right?
Absolutely, it's a step forward. It means I'm in business, I'm going to continue to do business, and it helps me be positive for the future.
One of the first to make a pickup, Alex, from nearby Ridgewood.
I miss coming in, so I feel like this is a replacement to coming into the store. It enables me to shop locally and continue to do that, even when I can't be there physically.
For so many business owners, these last 2 months have seemed like a year. To see customers even from a distance, it feels pretty good. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midland Park.
Governor Cuomo today had a message for pro sports leagues. The ball is in your courts. He's inviting them to come back without fans in the stands.
It may not make sense for every sport, but Governor Cuomo says they have to come back at some point. And if they can still make money by being on TV without ticket sales, there are lots of fans at home eager to watch, and the state wants to help.
Hockey, basketball, baseball, football, whoever can reopen. We're a ready, willing, and able partner. Personal disclosure, I want to watch the Buffalo Bills.
He was speaking in Buffalo, whose region will enter phase 1 of reopening this week now that it has enough contact tracers. The governor also pushed back against complaints from nursing homes about the frequency of tests for staff members.
And I understand that no other state is doing this. And I hear that quite often from the nursing homes. No other state is requiring that the staff be tested twice a week. I understand we have the most aggressive standard in the nation. But I also know that it is necessary.
106 new deaths in the state in the last days. The numbers continue to decline. The governor says he got his result from that test he got at his Sunday briefing, negative. Sonia Rincon, 1010 Winds News.
Mayor de Blasio said today he thinks New York City will reach all 7 metrics being used for starting to ease restrictions in the first half of June. In the meantime, city beaches remain closed to swimming, sports, gatherings, and parties, and the mayor is prepared to make good on his promise to put up fences if folks don't comply.
The fencing will be in position and ready, but it won't be put up initially. If it did have to be put up, it would simply cut off all the entry points to the beaches. I don't want to do that. It's not something I want to see happen, but this is about health and safety. Everything's about health and safety first.
Also noted that there is the possibility that beaches may reopen fully later in the season. Well, it looks like it'll be home haircuts for a little while longer in Connecticut. Governor Ned Lamont says salons and barbershops will not reopen this week, despite an earlier announcement that they would. His office put out a joint statement with the governor of Rhode Island, saying both states will now wait until June to allow hairstylists to reopen. No word exactly when in June that might happen. 67 degrees, fair skies, the humidity now 47%, winds are northeast at 15 miles per hour, 67 going down to 53 in Central Park. Winds news time 3:46, some encouraging news about a vaccine being developed and new info about the dangerous COVID symptoms being diagnosed in children. We'll have that next.
Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck, New Jersey is open. We are clean, we are safe, and we are ready to partner with you and your family on all your healthcare needs. Holy Name is the first hospital in North Jersey to complete a multi-step deep clean, combining manual disinfection, electrostatic sanitizing, and UVC light to kill more than 30 types of pathogens, including COVID-19. Now is a good time to think about your overall health and wellness. How can Holy Name help you? Visit holyname.org. If you've inherited a property in New York, get our trusted legal team to work for you. Led by Alan Pullen, a 47-year industry veteran, our experience helps cut through the red tape. In many cases, you can eliminate costly, time-wasting surrogates court, so a property can be sold quickly. We secure legal assistance grants for most of our clients, so our services cost you nothing. Save time and money with a firm you can trust. Pullen & Associates. Call now, 516-908-0888, 516-908-0888.
At Spectrum Business, you can count on us to keep you connected when it matters most with reliable internet, phone, and TV services. Our network was built to handle the capacity that today's challenges demand. We know these are difficult times for small businesses, and at Spectrum Business, we want to do more. That's why we're providing access to resources like a free video you can use in social media, on your website, or on TV. And we're providing small businesses opportunities for coverage on our Spectrum News network. We're also working with SCORE, a nonprofit resource partner of the U.S. Small Business Administration that has mentors and advisors to help you navigate financial assistance and other challenges your business may be facing at no cost to you. To learn more about what Spectrum Business is doing and how we can help your small business, visit business.spectrum.com/count on us today. All trademarks of the property and their respective owners. Visit website for details.
Winds news time 3:48. The CDC now confirms that the inflammatory syndrome being diagnosed in children is linked to COVID-19, and they have changed the name. They're now calling it multi-symptom inflammatory system in children, or MISC, and they have updated the list of symptoms which Mayor de Blasio ran down at his daily briefing.
Persistent fever, irritability or sluggishness, abdominal pain, diarrhea, vomiting, rash, conjunctivitis, which is shown as red or pink eyes, a large lymph node gland in the neck, red cracked lips or red tongue, and swollen hands and feet.
Under the new definition of the illness, 145 cases have been identified in the city, with 67 testing positive for the virus. Well, this has been music to Wall Street's ear today. Phase 1 of biotech company Moderna's coronavirus vaccine trial came back with promising results. The second phase begins soon. It will involve 600 people. Thousands will participate in Phase 3. Moderna President Dr. Stephen Hodge on CBS This Morning.
Phase 3 by early summer, which is just a couple months away. And our goal is to have the vaccine available for broad distribution by year-end or early next year.
Their early-stage human trial produced COVID-19 antibodies in all 45 participants. The company says the vaccine appears to be safe and well-tolerated. A new investigation by Democrats into actions by President Trump, this time over his Friday night firing of the State Department Inspector General. Here's correspondent Karen Travis.
The fallout continues from President Trump's firing of State Department Inspector General Steve Linick. The president has not explained his reasons for Linick's dismissal, but sources tell ABC Secretary of State Mike Pompeo recommended Linick be fired and supported this decision. Democrats said Linick was investigating potential wrongdoing by Secretary Pompeo, including whether Pompeo had misused a political appointee to perform personal tasks for himself and his wife. House Democrats are now investigating this move and have asked the Trump administration to keep all records related to the firing and turn them over to House committees by the end of the week.
Well, today the head of the House Foreign Affairs Committee revealed it may have been more than just running errands. New York Democrat Eliot Engel said at his request, Linick was looking into Pompeo's decision to sell arms to Saudi Arabia last year without congressional review. Wins News Time 3:51. Now traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
Well, let's go back to Nassau County. This is the westbound Southern State Parkway, Peninsula Boulevard. A car broke down, blocks the lane, backs you up towards the Meadowbrook. You go to the L line or Northern State, you do better staying with Sunrise Highway. Getting home from Queens, getting worse on the eastbound L line, bunched up to Queens Boulevard. Again, to the Clearview, you go to the Grand Central and you go faster. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Queens-bound Whitestone still loaded because of construction, getting off on the Queens side. Frogs Neck, RFK, A-OK. Inbound side of the George, you can go to the upper and lower. Cross Bronx a bit slow getting out, so that's the worst of it. Lincoln and Holland, we're looking at pretty good rides overall. Alternate side is in effect citywide through Wednesday and again on Friday, so it looks like you're going to have to move the car for the first time in 2 months. Traffic sponsored by Durante Rentals. Durante Rentals, the most dependable name in construction equipment rentals, wants to give their heartfelt thanks to all the essential workers and healthcare professionals out there keeping us safe. To rent your construction equipment, visit DuranteRentals.com or call 1-800-DURANTE. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wings.
Now the 1010 Winds AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Well, Susan, we have a fair amount of clouds overhead right now, but there are some bright spots in the clouds, so we are seeing the sun trying to shine through those clouds a bit. We'll continue to have kind of a partly to mostly cloudy sky into tonight. It will be breezy with the low down to 53. As we enter the day for tomorrow, it's going to be windy, even a little windier than today has been. While signs of clouds and sunshine, a high of 67. Partly cloudy, still windy tomorrow night, low 48. Wednesday, a bit on the cool side, especially when you factor in a gusty breeze. Well, clouds and breaks of sunshine, high 64. Times of clouds and sun into Thursday, but looks like it will stay dry, a high to 66. Our next chance for showers really not until the end of the week, into Friday and the weekend. But even then, it looks like the coverage is going to be pretty spotty, and it will be turning milder with highs getting back into the 70s. 67 degrees right now. It's mostly cloudy in Central Park, humidity 47%. Wind is out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour. And again, we're at 67 and going down to 53 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Winds News Time 3:53. Broadway stages may be dark, but that does not mean that performers aren't still creating. The Times Square Alliance has launched a new contest called Songs for Our City, which gives Broadway performers and composers a chance to share original music. Sophie Ong is the group's programming manager.
We've given them a couple of prompts that they could choose to reflect on, things relating to, what they're feeling right now, what they miss about being in the theater community, performing on Broadway, or being in the theater district.
Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS COVID-19.
I hope and I pray we're all going to appreciate the little things a whole lot more.
It is that closeness, that concept of family, of community. That's what makes New York New York.
keys. Let's stay connected. 1010 wins. Now more than ever.
1010 winds AccuWeather for tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. It'll be breezy down to 53. Then a windy, cool day tomorrow. Mixed clouds and sun, the high 67. 67 now in Central Park. Fair skies, the humidity 47%. Winds are northeast at 15 miles per hour. 67 going down to 53. Winds news time 3:55.
New York is our tough time. We could deal with a lot, like the subway and traffic, but one thing we won't stand for is inferior coffee. And that's why Chock-full Nuts has been a New York favorite for generations. It's not pretentious, honest to goodness premium coffee. It's how we start our day, and it's why we're always so pleasant even when times aren't. So here's a tip of the coffee cup from Chock-full Nuts to everyone in and around the 5 boroughs who are going above and beyond to get us through these tough times. You may love us, but we really love you.
This is an important message from Metro Plus Health. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, everything is different now. You may need health insurance more than ever and think you can't afford it. Even if you didn't qualify before, your circumstances may have changed. New York State just extended enrollment in free or low-cost health insurance plans through June 15th. Speak to a Metro Plus Health representative today to find out if you and your family are eligible to enroll now. Enroll over the phone at 855-809-4073 or visit them at metroplus.org.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch, here's Andrew O'Day.
Early testing of an experimental COVID vaccine shows human immune response for the first time, and that's making Wall Street lose its collective inhibition. Just ahead of the closing bell, the Dow up 931. Almost 4%. NASDAQ gaining 230. S&P 500 up 94. The vaccine from biotech firm Moderna is moving to next stage testing, and now the company urges optimism. How cautious is this? Its stock is up 27% today. As investors get their first chance to respond to the late Friday bankruptcy filing by JCPenney, the chain is revealing more about what it hopes to accomplish in Chapter 11. One is to get smaller by 29%, revealing it will close 242 of its 846 stores, plus 2 distribution centers. Just ahead of the closing bell on Wall Street, the Dow up 926 points. Bloomberg Money Watch are 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Investors need steady cash flow, want to diversify? NRIA is making special accommodation at this time. To help, we're extending investors a higher than normal 10% monthly payout from our real estate-backed Class A buildings fund. You'll receive steady 10% monthly electronic payments to your bank account, have valuable property instead of just paper securing you, and obtain returns with bonuses targeted at 18 to 21%. NRIA's 14-year track record of success and $850 million of new construction prime income producing real estate backs you. You can also use your 401k or IRA to invest in this hard asset real estate cash flow fund today. Get 10% monthly electronic cash flow with total yields to 18 to 21% right now. Now, before this special offer is over, call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727. Offer to buy or sell any security is only required private placement memorandum. Needed first. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Returns are annualized. National is a real estate development firm. See us at NRIA.net.
Right now, the world feels different. When you stay apart, you make sure that the safely come back together. So then, there is something you can do without even leaving your home. Respond to the 2020 census online, by phone, or by mail. The census impacts where hundreds of billions in federal funding will go for things like hospitals, schools, and roads. Now's the time to go to 2020census.gov. It's as easy as it is important. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
Every home has have-tos and probably some want-tos. The Home Depot can help you do both. The things you need to make things work a little better. Or take care of something you've been needing to do. Maybe it's something to start something. We have the low prices to make it all doable. Order online. Then get free delivery on orders over $45. Whatever you need to do or want to do, we can help you get it done. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Some delivery exclusions apply.
Now this message is Stephen Harris and the Harris Law Firm want to thank all nurses, doctors, and first responders who keep us safe.
WHWH New York, a radio.com station. This time 3:59.
Weather partly to mostly cloudy, a breezy night tonight down around 53. Clouds and sun, a windy day tomorrow, the high 65. Partly Mostly cloudy, still windy tomorrow night, 48. On Wednesday, about the same, mostly cloudy, breezy, cool, 64 degrees. And then Thursday, partly sunny, 66. We could see some rain on Friday with a high of 70 degrees. 66 in Long Beach, 67 in Central Park. Fair skies, the humidity 47%, winds are northeast now at 15 miles per hour, 67 going down to 53. More people get their news from 1010 Wednesday.
There's the closing bell on Wall Street. This is Andrew O'Day at Bloomberg. Big finish for the market, biggest since early April. The Dow is ending up 912 points. NASDAQ up 220.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good afternoon, 67 degrees, fair skies. It is 4 o'clock. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. A group called the Fifth Dimension, one thing about it, the stars may be aligning, the 7 metrics that is, which could lead to a soft reopening of New York City coming up near the volume, and how things are lining up. And a potential date that some of our restrictions may be coming down. Also, the New Jersey, with phase 1 of its reopening already underway. Now, this is phase 2, which is kicking back here, and we're more outdoor there. The restrictions, though, the stars will have to deal with that.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Mullins. But if let's start in Queens, let's go to the Cross Island Parkway, because maybe you sort of southbound side very slow from Northern Boulevard right on down towards the Long Island Expressway. And as you stand at Jan Canvas, who has the same line, you just send you over to the south end.
Either man.
The Atlantic hurricane season is off and running. CBS's Jim Crisula reports. Tropical storm Arthur is lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks with gusty winds and heavy rain. It will produce life-threatening surf and rip currents along U.S. East Coast beaches. Ben Sproul is mayor of Kill Devil Hills.
Because it's not a hurricane, a lot of times people dismiss it. As somebody who's lived here for a long, long time, you really have to be careful.
This is the 6th consecutive year a named storm has developed. Before the official June 1st start of the Atlantic hurricane season. Ken Osmond, who played the troublemaking Eddie Haskell on Leave It to Beaver, has...
Oh, Eddie. You singing? Just practicing for the Glee Club at school, Mr. Beaver. I'm sure you are.
Osmond started his acting career at age 4. He also worked as a Los Angeles police officer. He was 76. At the close, the Dow up 912 points, NASDAQ ahead 220. This is CBS News.
Eno, the Capital One assistant that looks out for surprise credit card charges and helps if you need to fix them. Capital One. What's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details.
Your news, live and local. This is WCBS News Radio 880, a radio.com station.
It's 70 degrees here in Lower Manhattan. Kind of a hazy sun. Tonight, cloudy with a cool ocean breeze. Lows in the 50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a high in the upper 60s. 4:03 at WCBS. Since the pandemic began, we've been keeping in touch with Northwell Health, New York's largest healthcare provider and its biggest employer. CEO Michael Dowling is joining us on our news live. Michael, good to talk to you again. Thanks for giving us some time.
Thank you. I appreciate it anytime. Thank you.
So now that the COVID-19 peak has passed, how are your 23 Northwell hospitals recovered? What's going on at them now?
Well, doing quite well at the moment. I mean, the numbers have dropped dramatically. At the peak, we had 3,500 COVID patients in our hospitals. Today, we have 900. So we've gone from 3,500 to 900. So obviously, it's not more manageable. And every hospital has fewer cases. The numbers of cases coming in are going down. So we're in a much better situation. And of course, all the patients are coming back into the hospitals now slowly because we're also in the recovery stage. Because a lot of healthcare has been deferred. A lot of procedures, a lot of surgeries have been deferred. And there's some things you cannot keep deferring. You have got to actually take care of those patients. So that's what we're doing as well.
And that for you, of course, is a big financial boost as well. You haven't been able to do elective surgeries or other procedures like that.
Yeah, we actually canceled all of that, as every other health system did and every hospital did at the beginning, because we needed the staff in the hospitals to take care of the COVID patients. And when we canceled all of those, there were, cancer patients with the surgical need that were deferred. And as I had just mentioned, that can be done for certain things for a long period of time, but for other incidents it cannot only be done for a short period. And now we're assessing each one of those procedures to determine which ones of those have to be done that cannot continue to be deferred. And when we have a clinical judgment that by deferring it further it would be dangerous, we then are now opening up the facilities to be able to do those procedures. And opening up, quite frankly, is a little bit more complicated than, obviously more complicated than shutting things down. And it's a very complicated process, because now we have to comply with social distancing, with PPE and everybody wearing masks. We have to test patients before they come in. If they're cleared to come for a procedure, we have to test. So the labs are going to get very, very busy. So it's a very different new normal. We're not going back to the way we were before.
As more businesses and recreational activities open up, Michael, how worried are you about a resurgence of coronavirus cases, and are you prepared for one in Northwest?
Well, we have put plans in place, assuming that might happen again in the fall. We're obviously hoping it does not. It's not anything we wish for. And for businesses out there, I think everybody now has a responsibility as individuals and business owners to make sure that when the economy begins to open up, that they practice proper social distancing and that they practice masks and PPE. If they do those things well, and it is everybody's obligation to do so, and a business that doesn't do it, I believe, should be penalized. But if they do it, I think we dramatically reduce the possibility that you'll have an uptick or any major uptick in the fall. It's up to all of us and now and everybody that's listening to do the right thing going forward so that we can prevent a dramatic resurgence. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, we're prepared.
I know at Northwell you've been conducting tests of some potential coronavirus treatments. Do you have any new revelations on that front?
No, nothing. Well, hopefully in the near future we should have some results. I mean, we're doing these trials the right way. We're making sure it's done, scientifically. We don't like to come out and give outcomes of something before we know for sure that it absolutely works. But hopefully in the next week or so we should have something. Similarly, we're doing a lot of testing, for the local police and the local regions. We're doing testing for the MTA. We're out right now in about 13 churches in minority communities doing testing so that we can determine the prevalence of the disease out in those communities. That's also part of the prevention, so you can identify the hotspots and hopefully focus on it. So we're out there, helping everybody we possibly can, and that's what you do in a crisis like this. We're a community asset, and we do everything we possibly can to make sure that other people can get the assistance that they need. Obviously, within our capability, but fortunately, we have a lot of capability here, so we're using it appropriately.
Well, finally, Michael, I want to ask you about the news today about this coronavirus vaccine from Moderna, that the initial trials, apparently there's some promising signs there. The Dow is up 900 plus points today on that news. As a healthcare guy and a professional, is all this worry over this premature? Is there still a long way to go with this, or is this indeed a promising development?
There's a number of those out there that are claimed to be very, very promising. There's another one out by Oxford in England, etc. And I think it's good news if they are as far ahead as they say. But I do think, to be fair, and you gotta let science work its way through to make sure that we don't declare victory until we know that we have something for certain. Because what you don't want to be doing is jumping the gun too fast, where you assume that a vaccine is working,
before you actually fully scientifically prove it, and therefore have probably ill effects as a result. I'm not saying that's the case here at all, but it's good news. The faster it happens, the better. But I think it will be a surprise to most scientists if we will have a vaccine that will be readily available before the end of the year. If it happens, it'll be great. But I think that a lot of, careful and analytic people that are very doubtful that it can be done that fast.
Michael, again, we thank you for your insight and thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Michael Dowling, the CEO of Northwell Health, New York State's largest healthcare provider. It's 4:10 at WCBS. Let's get you caught up on the other news of the day. Governor Murphy is allowing more outdoor activities in New Jersey.
Today I'm signing an executive order that will allow some additional outdoor recreational areas and businesses to restart their operations. This includes batting cages and golf ranges, shooting and archery ranges, horseback riding, private tennis clubs, and community gardens. Additionally, we are now comfortable, I say as a non-golfer, allowing golfers to tee off in foursomes as opposed to in pairs.
Those changes can take effect Friday morning at 6. Governor Murphy also detailed a 3-stage reopening plan New Jersey will follow. He cautioned the resumption of indoor activities will be the toughest hurdle to overcome. Some Connecticut businesses can start reopening Wednesday, but Governor Lamont has decided it is too soon for salons and barbershops.
I've heard from a lot of the stylists. I have heard from a lot of the folks that run the hair salons, and they said, give us a little more time. We're just not ready. We're not ready from, the employee point of view, feeling comfortable coming back, getting some of the cleaning agents and things they wanted. They wanted an extra, a week or two. So we've said June 1st.
The governor says Connecticut and Rhode Island will coordinate so their salons and barbershops will open on the same day. Governor Cuomo is ready for pro sports to resume. WCBS's Peter Haskell says the governor also shared the results of the COVID-19 test he took yesterday.
The whole world was able to watch as the governor had a swab pushed deep into his nose. The result of the COVID test is in.
And when you find out you're negative, it's actually a nice sense of relief.
Now Cuomo was pushing pro sports leagues to get back into action without fans.
Why wait until you can fill a stadium before you start to bring the team back? And if you can televise it in the meantime, great.
He admits the leagues will have to look at the economics. Is there enough TV revenue for it to make sense?
Come back. The state will work with you.
Peter Haskell, WCBS News Radio 880.
412 at WCBS.
T-Mobile and Sprint power your business in more places than ever. Visit T-MobileForBusiness.com to learn more.
CVS Pharmacy delivers. And right now, to meet the needs of the current health situation, we're offering 1 to 2 day deliveries for free. Get prescriptions and other everyday essentials like vitamins, allergy relief, snacks, and more from your local CVS. We understand your concern, and this is just one of the ways we can help you to be prepared and stay well. Visit CVS.com or call your local CVS pharmacy. Prescriptions apply.